Welcome back, True Seeker. Want to say congratulations to everyone who won with Medina Spirit. And again, want to send a big thank you to all the people who support this work, whether that's by contributing to the community or who make donations or who send nice letters or gifts in the mail. And again, because you guys have been so supportive since I started raising funds for this work. If you guys are newer here, from 2013 through about the middle of 2018, I just worked and there wasn't any products for sale, any books or a Patreon page, but I started all of that in 2018. People began supporting right away. That number's grown over the years. Grateful for all of those people. And again, it was that community who brought the financial support at that time that kept the work alive. It's very possible that I would have been doing something else and occupied with something else all this time had people not stepped up and supported. So thank you very much. And they've kept me very motivated, working very hard every day this entire time. And that's paid dividends for a lot of people. And I know a lot of people don't like that I use this knowledge to help people gamble and win money. And I understand the criticism. It's not that I disagree with the criticism. I fully understand it. I always get pelted with the George Orwell 1984 quote, all it took to control the people was essentially sports, gambling, and beer. And it's very true, but at the same time, all things really are good and bad, and some people really do pay their bills and get ahead in life. And again, just right from the Patreon page today, William Carr left this message. Zach, I just want to say you're changing lives, even if it's not on the scale you want right now. So he understands how I feel too. He supports the work. He must watch. He must listen to my words. So I can tell, though, because that is how I feel. Like, this work should have spread so much further. I mean, again, for all the people who doubt this work, in the month of April, we were a hair off on the basketball championship. Before the season began, we thought Gonzaga would win. We thought about midseason they'd have a perfect season in tribute to Indiana. And at the same time, the day of the game, we were technically 2 for 2 in our bets on the game that day because we had Baylor to cover and the under. I thought the score would be 71-73 in favor of Gonzaga. They were more than a 2-point favorite, and I forget what the over-under was, but it was like somewhere in the 150s. I had a 144-point score. So anyway, I mean, the knowledge still paid off, but we were only a hair off on Gonzaga, and we haven't been wrong on a future, going back over a year before that. But anyway, since being a hair off on Gonzaga, we responded very well this month. We won big with the Masters and the Matsuyama ritual, and which was thanks to the Tiger Woods car crash in a lot of ways, and also what's going on in the news, and sadly the news story of the Georgia shootings, because again, that's what we're teaching about, how they sync up news and sports, and we're going to talk about that with today's Kentucky Derby as well. But responded with a big win with Matsuyama at the Masters, and now Medina Spirit we were real big on. And I went real late in the night or early in the morning, depending on where you were in the world, with some more evidence why Bob Baffert's horse looked really great for this race. And it's the same patterns I've talked about all year. So anyone doubting a word I'm saying, again, I encourage you to go back and watch the videos are still up that haven't been censored by Google, and just see how I've been talking about the same patterns all year, as we'll get to in a moment. But before we do that, just notice William Carr. Again, he said, I recently got laid off, and the money I won betting on this race is paying my rent today. Thank you so much for what you do, Zach. And realize, there's always been people like this. Years ago, I remember a young man, his car got wasted. He owed thousands of dollars to get it running again. He won with this knowledge. He got his car back, and in record time, and he couldn't even believe it. And, a lot of people have learned this knowledge. And look at how many people are now running their own YouTube and Patreon channel and teaching this knowledge, and they'll all acknowledge that they learned it from me, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to create more competition and spread the knowledge, because, again, I believe that competition makes people better, and, again, when you have a community of people doing things, it just brings more and more attention and, approaches and knowledge, and sometimes too much can be a disadvantage too, but still, this work is growing slowly but surely, and I do know it's having an impact. It's just, I was really hoping that it would have the kind of impact it's having now a lot faster, like say back in 2013 when I started, when I found this from the beginning, it was a gold mine, and people needed to know about it, and there needed to be a community of people looking at it and expanding on it, and that is now happening, but it's just like, man, in the age of information, it's taken 7 years to what I thought would only take months to happen. But again, this is why all things are good and bad. People are going through tough times. The beauty of this knowledge is you don't have to risk a lot of money gambling. Again, because of this knowledge, it allows you to take advantage of things that have much bigger odds. Bali Go Backwards, a man who learned from me, who knows a lot about golf. He runs a Patreon page decoding the PGA each week. He hit the last 2 tournaments dead on from the start. And again, we've done the same thing in our community. I've done it several times. We've done very well with the Masters now 3 years in a row. And again, the knowledge is constantly growing and expanding. And for people who come here and just doubt it and try to dismiss it, again, it's your loss. I mean, that's why they say don't cast your pearls before swine. But realize, I've always treated this like it's a science. Be exact with it, be consistent, produce results, have theories, prove those theories correct. If you miss, reevaluate, see what you missed, and continue to expand your knowledge base. And that's all we've ever done. And again, it's paying dividends. So before I get to Bob Baffert winning his 7th Kentucky Derby in the year of sevens in a massive 201 ritual, a number I continue to talk about, and as in a Kentucky Derby with 19 horses, the 8th prime, where his horse was in the 8th lane, and he won 19 years ago in 2002, and again, the moon's on 19-year cycles. We'll put it all together. But before we do that, I want to talk about Ben A. Jones, the trainer who Bob Baffert was tied with, who won 6 Kentucky Derbies. Just like Baffert had won 6 coming into today, but now he's won his 7th. But Baffert set 2 records today and for horse racing. But today he passed Ben A. Jones. They were tied at 6. That might sound similar to college football earlier this year. Alabama won. We had Alabama to win the championship 89 days before it happened, and I know it was 89 days because that was the number we were looking at and why. 89, the 11th Fibonacci number, 11, the football number, 11 men on each team, the championship on the 11th. The word virus has 89. Saban had the virus 89 days before the championship. Again, if you believe the news, it'll be a major disadvantage to your life. But if you understand what news is and how it's encoded, well, you can take advantage and call Alabama to win the championship 89 days out. And Saban passed Bear Bryant, going from tied at 6 to winning his 7th. And then Brady won his 7th ring. And again, Saturn equals 21. It's 2021. Saturn has 7 rings. All these 7s this year. Baylor won March Madness. There were 7 college basketball teams from Texas in the tournament, a record for Texas. 7, Baylor from Texas wins it right after Elgin Baylor dies during the Sweet 16, and Baylor wins the championship by 16 with 86 points, like Elgin Baylor died at 86. But anyway, today Bob Baffert, the trainer of Medina Spirit, I know it's spelled with an I, but it's actually pronounced D, Medina Spirit. And Medina Spirit has to do with the Middle East as well, if you look into that. Islam, interesting name, right at this time that we're ending the wars, we're bringing home the troops finally nearly 20 years later, and Saudi Arabia had a lot to do with 9/11, and again, Biden just announced on the 119th day of the year, troop withdrawals start with the target end date of 9/11. But anyway, this trainer that he passed, do you see how he died June 13th, 1961? He died I'm covering it on the screen. Sweet lady brought me my hat. Truth matters. Thanks. Do you want to celebrate with them? No, she's too shy. She's camera shy. But he died June 13th. And here's why this is so messed up, you guys. June 13th is the 164th day of the year, leaving 201 days remaining. You see that? It's the 164th day, 201 days remaining. This man won his 6th Kentucky Derby in 1952, right? We'll talk more about that. But that was 69 years ago. And look at this. If you write out Kentucky Derby, it equals 164, right? This man was the winningest trainer ever in the Kentucky Derby when he won his 6th in 1952. And the Kentucky Derby is known as the Run for the Roses. That's its nickname, Run for the Roses, which is 201. So this man died on the 164th day of the year, leaving 201 days remaining, okay? Today's trainer, who just won the Kentucky Derby, John Velasquez, who won it last year with Bob Baffert on Authentic, and who also won the Kentucky Oats this year, yesterday, and we'll talk more about that. But John Velasquez, he came into today, May 1st, with for the year 2021, he had raced in 201 races. He was the only jockey today who came into May 1st with 201 races under his belt, right? And when you write out back-to-back, with the alphabetic order, it's 69, right? Bob Baffert passed the trainer who set the mark 69 years ago in 52. But if you run the alphabetic order in reverse, back-to-back is also 201. You see that? And this jockey, John Velasquez, has now won the Kentucky Derby last year and this year back-to-back. And the other thing about this date, May 1st, is it's the day in history that Adam Weishaupt established the Illuminati. And the official name was the Order of Illuminati, which is 201. And remember, he was a Jesuit. He was Jesuit educated. And if you write out the Jesuit order, it's 201. And remember what I talked about in the World Series when the Dodgers won their 7th World Series? How Kershaw, after his first start, got all that attention for moving up the record board right near to the top with 201 strikeouts in the game the Dodgers won with Kershaw on the mound. 201 strikeouts in the postseason. We talked about that then. Then Brady won the Super Bowl, and Brady won the Super Bowl with 201 passing yards. And don't forget, he beat the Rams for his 201st career win, which we documented long ago, years ago when it happened. Again, the Rams in Missouri, who he won his first Super Bowl against. And Rams in 201. In Jewish Gematria, Rams is 201 as well. But then he beat the Chiefs this year in Missouri. And with regards to Baylor just winning the championship, remember from Elgin Baylor's birthday, September 16th, to the championship was 201 days in Indianapolis. And Indianapolis is 201. And from the coach of Baylor, who went to Butler in Indianapolis, from the championship to his upcoming birthday was 201 days later. And again, we've been talking about how all year 201, 201, 201. Last year, the first horse race. I got to go back and double check it. The jockey though, who won the first horse race last year after COVID had everything shut down, his name was 201. And remember, Event 201 was the coronavirus outbreak simulation, October 18th, 2019, the same day the Military World Games began in Wuhan, China. And if you look into the Military World Games, they began in Rome in 95, like how the Jesuits were recognized by Rome on September 27th, the day leaving 95 days left near the counter of the 95 Theses. Again, who's behind all of this is the question so many people have. The answer is the Jesuit order. All roads lead to Rome. The Catholic Church is who the Jesuits serve. The calendar that we're on is credited to the Catholic Church, and the English language is credited to the Catholic Church and the monk Baffert. So, again, Ben A. Jones is who got passed today in a massive 201 ritual with the jockey who came into the day. Because, again, this man died on the day, leaving 201 days left in the air. Oh, by the way, just to go back to that most simple cipher, the alphabetic order, when you write out 6, it equals 52, right? 52. He got his 6th win in 52, Ben A. Jones. And if you write out racing, it's also 52. And if you use the base ciphers, if you write out horse race, just horse race, in the base ciphers, it's also 52. John Velasquez won the Kentucky Derby last year, September 5th. And then from that day to today is a span of 239 days, the 52nd prime number. You see? These are all things that we were talking about all week, and that's the beauty of this knowledge. And here, I don't mean to make you dizzy, but I'm just going to scroll through this document. So I'm just going to scroll. I'm just going to keep scrolling. This is from my website. This is what people had access to on my Patreon. And the videos were saved for the people who pay $5 a month, except for the last live stream. So you have all this, and then you have the people in the community who've left comments, so there's even more information here. But just, community that's participating on Patreon. But this is a lot of work is what I'm saying, you guys. And you see, like, Medina Spirit, who won with the 15-1 odds. And I advised yesterday for people to take him with the 15-1 odds. And that was better than what he went off at today. But, again, just in the 19th post, the 8th prime, there are 19 horses in the race, 19 8th prime, Baffert's horse in the 8th post. But anyway, all this information in this post. But again, to scroll all the way back up to the top of it, scroll up all the way back. At the top, last night I did an update. I did a live stream in the middle of the night. We already liked Baffert and Medina Spirit, but then I did some more research and I liked the horse even more. And again, just to go through what we went through last night. Baffert won in 2002, 19 years ago. 19 horses in the race. I am always educating about 19-year cycles and the moon. In Gematria, moon equals 51 like the date's 5-1. The moon's on a 19-year cycle. Every 19 years, it's in the same place in the sky it was 19 years ago. That's why the Hebrew calendar based on the moon has the same dates and same holy days every 19 years. And if we went by the moon still, we'd know the same observations, but we're now on the calendar that's based on the sun thanks to the Catholic Church. Keep in mind the moon's in cycles of 13 months as well, 19 years, 13 months, and the Bavarian Illuminati was established on this day, May 1st, 1776, with 13 families and then renamed Order of Illuminati 201. So, anyhow, Baffert won 19 years ago, had his horse in the 8th post today, 19's the 8th prime, and he won with War Emblem. And I made public the video that I did in the middle of the night last night. And again, I talked about how War Emblem, what that was so interesting about that to me is just, well, the 19-year cycles of war, because the war on germs in 2020 comes 19 years after the war on terror in 2001 that was blamed on the 19 hijackers, like the war on germs is blamed on COVID-19, and 19 years before the war on terror was the war on drugs, where all of a sudden crack cocaine was this new addictive thing, with super harsh sentencing that put a lot of poor people in prison and essentially made them slave labor. Anyway, 19-year cycles of war. And then 19 years ago, it was War Emblem. War has the gematria of 21, like the year 21, like how the military overthrew Burma on February 1st, 2/1, and then Captain Tom, who was the Burmese war for the UK-related hero, he died 201 days after being knighted. And again, Burma's ruling government that was overthrown by the military was established on the day the Jesuits were with Rome. But anyway, his horse that year had a 20-1 starting price, kind of like 201, like Run for the Roses. And again, the Kentucky Oaks, which was ran yesterday, Friday, it was won by John Velasquez, who was on Medina Spirit today. And John Velasquez, again, back-to-back, all in the notes, 201, Run for the Roses, 201, Order of Illuminati, 201, and he was the only jockey coming in today with 201 races under his belt. And see, if you had my notes, these screenshots right here, you see this screenshot below the Velasquez notes? The 201 is the races for the year, the 35 is the firsts, the 26 is the seconds, the 30 is the third places. So in 201 races coming into May 1st today, this was official as of last night after all of yesterday's racing was done. He came in with 35 firsts, 26 seconds, 30 thirds. And here, this website updates Equibase, so we can see how many races he won today and what he did besides winning. Equibase is a great website for horse racing, but just choose trainers. And Velasquez spells it with 2 Z's. John Velasquez is who you're looking for. Wait a minute. What is wrong? Did I spell his name wrong? How come he's not coming up? Why is John Velasquez's profile down right now? That's weird. His profile's down right now. I don't know why it's down. I don't know if they're like modifying it right now. Maybe they're doing a big update since he won. That could be it. But normally he would be here. You'd see a John Velasquez. You'd click on that. That's where all these stats came from. This is a great website for horse racing. But also what I talked about last night that I noticed is at some point very close, it might have even happened yesterday, Bob Baffert's Wikipedia page changed yesterday, and I was just going over this last night. And again, I made the video public, but I was just like, come on, man. You see what they did? He's holding up the trophy, and this is from the year 2015, but the trophy's covering up the 5. You can't see any of it. And then the umbrella's there, too. And if you've read my book, I talk about how the Jesuits, their number's 201, and why their symbol's the umbrella. So you have an umbrella in the trophy covering up the other number, but 201. And last night I was like, come on, he's got the only jockey coming in with 201. He can pass this guy who died on the day, leaving 201 days left in the year. This number's so hot right now. Plus, he can get his 7th. I mean, but this is how they mock us, you guys. And you see that they know that they can get away with it. I have literally been here for all these years helping call all this stuff before it happens. And for all the haters, hate all you want, man. Who else in the world had both Triple Crowns before a single race was won? We had it dead on with American Pharoah, and then in the year of the 144th, for the record, with the 144th, we knew that here's what I'm saying. When you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Triple Crown is 144. The year that it was the 144th possibility of Triple Crown, we said, okay, it's going to happen this year. I could not call who was going to win the race, but when the horse won the first race, we said, okay, that's the horse we're riding. It'll win the second race and the third race because it's a Triple Crown year, and the 144th year, that'd be impossible. The year American Pharoah won, you see how American's 37 in the most pure cipher? The year American Pharoah won, it had been 37 years since a Triple Crown winner, and 37's the 12th prime, and that horse became the 12th horse all-time to win the Triple Crown American Pharoah. And then it was Justify who did it as the 13th horse, and both of those were Bob Baffert's horses, by the way. And you might recall last year, because the Kentucky Derby was canceled, they did a virtual Kentucky Derby with the 13 Triple Crown winning horses of all time. And Secretariat won the virtual race, and that race happened May 2nd, 2020, 5 plus 2 plus 20 plus 20, a date with 47 numerology. Out of the 13 horses in that race, Secretariat was the only horse with a 47. So again, for all of you who think because there's 4 ciphers you can make anything equal anything, again, there were 13 horses, and only one equaled 47. It was Secretariat. It won on a 47 date numerology, and the headline was that Secretariat won the virtual Kentucky Derby 47 years after winning the Kentucky Derby. And again, just because there's 4 ciphers doesn't mean you can make anything equal anything. Again, out of the 13 horses, that means 13 times 4, you had 52 numbers up there, right? I just realized that, the racing 52 and horse race 52. And then what they ended up doing with Velazquez, winning back-to-back 239 days apart, the 52nd prime. But again, you had 52 numbers, and 1 out of 52 equaled 47. That means less than 2% of the values up there, and only applied to one horse, and that's who won the virtual Kentucky Derby. And again, I am the guy in the background that has a license plate that says, what is 47? You can clearly see it in the background. That number represents time. All of these rituals are in tribute to time. The tropics of this earth are separated by 47 degrees. What day does this nation celebrate its birthday? The 4th day of the 7th month. Again, big boss number. There's a lot more to it. But anyway, coming back to this is how Wikipedia does you. This is how... And again, for people say, how do you rig a horse race? Here, do me a favor. Go back and watch early in the race. It's only 2 minutes to go back and rewatch. I didn't watch exactly where it was in the time, but if my memory serves me, it was probably between 30 and 40 seconds, somewhere in there into the race. Mandaloun, if you listen to experts really did like that Mandaloun horse. And just because of not because of Gematria, what we're talking about, but a lot of experts really like the Mandaloun, just the qualities of that horse. It had good value. And I want to say somewhere between the 30 and 40 second mark, you could see that Mandaloun was going to pass Medina Spirit, who won, who pretty much led the whole race, Baffert's horse. But Mandaloun was coming strong, and you could tell it was going to pass. There was a gray horse right there. And you could tell that jockey, he came back in and he sandwiched Mandaloun, which made it, ease back a little bit. And then Medina Spirit was just able to maintain that lead throughout the race. I think that sandwich move doesn't come right there. I think maybe that horse ends up winning the thing. And again, if it's a field of horses, and again, there's a man controlling the beast, right? The animal. Love horses, by the way. I think all of us do. It's hard not to like a horse, but... there's a man on top of it. The man knows the ins and outs of the horse. He probably knows how to make it ease up a little bit, run its hardest. Again, if there's a field and they know that the ritual's set for one man, and it really does look like it was highly set for Baffert, just like what we've been saying with all the other sports this year. Again, you can see how it's done. Go back and watch the race. You'll see what I mean when that Mandaloun's making a move, and then that horse comes over, kind of sandwich it in. That right there could change the whole outcome of the race. And then if everybody else is, easing up a little bit, that one horse that was the favorite. But again, just all these notes, and we did this for every single horse. There's a lot of information here, but this Medina Spirit, again, Bob Baffert, today was his 109th day of his age, the 29th prime, in the most pure cipher, which is the dark blue cipher. Kentucky's 29, so is the word horse. Horse is 29. And by the way, if you saw my video on the death of Terrence Clark, the Kentucky Wildcat player, remember, Kentucky Wildcats is 201. He died right after signing with LeBron. LeBron, who was born 201 days after the finals ended in 1984. 201 is the number of the Jesuits. Jesuits 84, like United States of America and the most pure cipher. But, and remember, Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope with the 84 birth numerology. So many things with the Jesuits. The Superior General died last year at age 84, the Jesuits. But, trying to talk about too many things at once. Oh, yeah. Kentucky in the most pure cipher is 29, and so is Horse. Today was Baffert's 109th day of his age, the 29th prime. And, again, just things to appreciate. Notice how Run for the Roses in the most pure cipher is 75, and so is Louisville, Kentucky, where the race was. And the first ever Kentucky Derby was in 1875. The favored horse today, who was owned by the Prime Minister from the United Arab Emirates and also the Vice President and Emperor, some other small little thing for 15 years. Today was 75 days from his upcoming birthday on July 15th. But again, this is another big number. A trainer of one of the horses, or a former Kentucky Derby trainer, John T. Ward, died at age 75, week before the race. But again, there's rhyme and reason to these numbers. But Baffert, again, can win his 7th Kentucky Derby, and 2021 has been a year of sevens. We talked about how this is his 34th horse he's ever entered in the Kentucky Derby, and he could get his 34th first place today. And Brady this year won his 7th ring, but also his 34th playoff game in Super Bowl 55 in LV, and the letters LV in English are 34. In Roman numerals, they're 55, but in English, they're 34. And then the Daytona 500 went off right after that, and the 34 car won with the driver 55 days after his birthday. That was the Lovey's car with the big heart on it on Valentine's Day with 100-1 odds. People in this community, I said, really look for... I didn't have time to decode the Daytona 500. I was too busy at the time, but I told my followers, I said, look for that car that has the 34, 55 Super Bowl numbers. We know the Daytona's always synced up with the Super Bowl year after year. Ended up being the Lovey's car with the hearts on it on Valentine's Day. And again, that's the 45th day of the year, and Super Bowl 55 was Brady's 45th playoff game where he got his 34th win. But then Baffert, who's always compared to Brady, and then by the way, they made the point that Brady was at the race today. And again, Brady had 201 passing yards in the Super Bowl, and for years I've been showing you scripted to the hash mark, box score scripted, outcome scripted, same number patterns, paying tribute to it clearly. I know that it's a lot to get your head around, but I mean, like literally, I'm teaching you about 201 nonstop. My book in the background, Number Games. You know, my book that's been out for a while. If you guys don't know, I have a book. If you search my name, Zachary Hubbard, if you search my name right now, the first thing that should come up in that search, well, it looks like YouTube videos come up. Right below that, you don't have to buy it from Amazon, but Amazon does have the book. And again, this is my book. And this book is mostly about 201 and how important it is and to who. And as you can see, you know, it's got a 5-star review. I noticed there was a pack of haters that got on there recently, and some people left several 1-star reviews in a row, but it still didn't take it down from 5. They were trying to sabotage my rating, the trolls and haters, but again, it's too bad that there's so many haters in the world. Oh, that was the other point I was making. I was saying, how amazing is it that going into May 1st, Baffert's also going to enter his 116th horse? Talked about this in the live stream last night. Because, again, there's a huge parallel with what Brady just did in Tampa, and that was a big number with it. Tampa, Florida's 116. This past year, they won the Stanley Cup, made it to the 116th World Series, and Brady won the Super Bowl. And Brady's full name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., which is 116 in the most pure cipher. And then Brady's there today. Baffert's entering his 116th horse. And that's for the season, for 2021. 116th horse. Again, the 34's there, just like with Brady. I mean, how do you deny it? And here's another thought on that, the 34 thing. The word Freemason is 147. This is the 147th Kentucky Derby. And notice Freemasonry with the most simple cipher is 139, which is the 34th prime number. Free with the most simple cipher is also 34. Are these the free men operating plainly by their rituals in front of us? And understand, Masonry, these secret societies, it's about ritual. You earn your rights. Rite is a word related to ritual. You perform the rituals, you earn the rights, you know? So... But by the way, just with regards to the Jesuits, that horse, Medina Spirit, has the 187 in it as well. And 79, just like Society of Jesus. Oh, I gotta tell you one more thing. 187 and 79. But notice Kentucky Derby has the 56 and 187 as well. We talked about the 164. 70 is important because horse is 70, thoroughbreds is 70. But Kentucky Derby 56 187, like Society of Jesus, which again is the Jesuit order, the 201 gang. And for people who try to say that, again, we're just cherry picking numbers, again, cherry picking to the winner's line again and again, year after year for how many years straight? The first time I ever called a horse race on YouTube, I was right. That was in 2014. I made Sweet Lady cry. I still remember. And it's funny to think that life would have been all different. I told her at the time, I had her crying so hard. I didn't realize she was so mad at me, but we would have been instant millionaires. I convinced her that I bet $50,000 on a horse race in 2014 based off what I knew of Gematria. And she was getting so mad. And normally when she gets mad, I just like tell her that I'm joking because I don't like to see her upset. But I don't know. For whatever that reason that day, I just went extra far, and I played it up really well that I had put all this money down on this horse that was 40-1. Well, that horse won, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And then that's when I told her that I was joking, and then she was mad. She was even madder. But 40-1 horse, I joked to her that I bet $50,000 on it. And what is that? What's $50,000 on 40-1? That's $2 million. Had I done that day, I would have won $2 million. You know, but it's a lot to risk $50,000. So, and again, I did a YouTube video at the time before even telling her the joke just about what was great about that horse and, you know, how Gematria was such an interesting thing. You know, so diverse from the news to the sports to the politics and day after day for all this time, improving it day after day. And YouTube's had to delete all these channels. Otherwise, I'd be able to just point you back to that video and say, go back and watch. Go back and watch. It should still be there. Except for YouTube wants to call itself, judge, jury, and executioner of what should be on their platform. I guess it's their platform, but at the same time, I mean, for years we were allowed to exist here and put out our information and put our hard work in. And I mean, the first time I got deleted, I had over 5,000 videos taken down. You know how long it takes to make 5,000 videos, to upload 5,000 videos, to maintain the comments of 5,000 videos, respond to people? Plus, when they take down your channel, they take down all those great comments over the years. I wish you could all go back, all of you who are new, and look at the day that LeBron came back and won the finals on the real King James' birthday. I wish you could see that video with its hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of comments, comment after comment about how much people won. Again, there's a reason I've been so targeted and censored. They do not want this information out in the world. We're seeing what's not supposed to be seen, and proving it again and again. And that's why there's a pack of dedicated trolls that harass all time and try to downplay and spread misinformation. But again, and just for the record, just also understand, there were 4 horses I was really big on this week. And one was definitely Medina Spirit. And last night, the last stream I did, the final word, made the biggest deal about Medina Spirit. Horse we were on all week with Baffert. The 7s, just, But again, my 4 horses today, and again, if you bet 4 horses, that Medina Spirit, if you got it at 15-1. So again, if you don't understand gambling, let's just say you made $400 bets on 4 horses, because there's 4 horses that you think, and you probably, if you listen to me all week, you probably put your biggest bet on Medina, because Baffert's thing was just too good with the 7s. But if you made $400 bets today, you bet 100 on Medina, you bet 100 on Midnight Bourbon. There were two, by the way, there were two horses in the race that had names in tribute to bourbon, which comes from Kentucky. What's funny about that, though, is if you look up bourbon, there has to be at least 51%, I think the word is mott, for it to be bourbon. At least 51% of the makeup of the bourbon has to be mott. At least 51%, though, in the race on 5, 1, and 2 horses with bourbon in the name. It's kind of funny. But anyway, I liked Midnight Bourbon, and I liked Asmussen's other horse, because Asmussen today was the only trainer who it was 164 days after his birthday and 201 days before his upcoming. And he had never won the Kentucky Derby before, and he still hasn't. But he entered his 22nd and 23rd horses for this race. 22 has a big relationship with 147 in numerology. This was the 147th Kentucky Derby, so I thought you better cover with his horses. And then the other one that I thought was worth the risk was Pletcher's Known Agenda. And possibly if you wanted to do a fifth horse, you still would have come out ahead. That's the beauty of horse racing. If you have the right group of horses, you can bet them all and you'll still come out well ahead. But if you'd bet those 4 horses with $100, what would have happened is you'd lose $300 on the 3 horses that didn't win. You'd get back your 100 on the horse that did win. And you could have got Medina Spirit anywhere between 15-1 and 20-1, while we really like the horse. You know, if you won 15, let's just say the low end, if you won it 15-1 today, you'd win $1,500 on that bet, get your 100 back, so there's $1,600 back on Medina Spirit, minus the $300 you lost on the other 3 horses. So you'd have $1,300 more. You would have made $1,300 with that strategy. And then again, there's people in this community who have money because they're doctors and they're lawyers and they're, dentists. And there's people who bet big and just do the math. I mean, to one man, a $10 bet is a lot of money. To another man, a $100 bet's his fun money. Another guy, it's $1,000. There's some people that make real big bets, like $10,000 bets. Again, just do the math. That's how the rich get richer. Because again, they have more to play with. But still, like for the young man who won today, he said he got his rent money and he was in a bad spot because he was recently laid off. Again, that's the beauty of this knowledge. All the good stories over the years from helping out a lot of young people in tough spots. And again, like I always tell people, if you stick with this knowledge, if you're consistent, if you're modest, if you don't try to become an overnight millionaire, you will consistently win. And that's not true in the world of gambling. People consistently lose in the world of gambling. That's why casinos and casino owners are so rich, because they're consistently taking advantage of games that are meant to make people losers. But see, this is the knowledge, a big part of the piece of the puzzle to see how these people are controlling their outcomes and maintaining their rigged games. And if you can't grasp that, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying to help you, but you can only lead a horse to water. And, yeah. So we'll take a few calls, and then I got to do dinner here in about 30 minutes. My mom texted me just now. She said it was a slow day selling wreaths at the market. My mom makes wreaths. They're very nice, what she makes. But she's disappointed, I guess. I'll cheer up next weekend. It's Mother's Day next weekend, you guys. Be good to your moms. Let's go out to Georgia. What's up, Georgia?
What's going on, Zach? Good one.
Oh, what's up, Ron, man? How you doing, Ron?
Pretty good. So what I was thinking about, the horses, man, looking good. Look, I hit blowout one today. I had Lucky Law. I lost that match, but Lucky Law placed second in one of the races. And today had that 27 date numerology. That's my favorite cipher. And blowout 27 for reduction, and then Lucky Law had the 27 for reduction.
Nice.
Yeah. So what I was saying is horse racing, how they double code the NBA and the baseball. It seems like it could be straight. It seems like because horse racing is every day, so it's like it's probably so easy in horse racing because people don't use the gematria with the horse racing. You know what I mean?
Well, we've been doing it for years, man. I mean, we've done well with horse racing since 2014, And again, it's something that's why I was saying last night in my stream, I was like, I know what I need to do. I need to put like a guide together with the top 20 trainers, the top 20 jockeys, the top 20 owners, the top 20 tracks where just so much action's going on all the time. Because if you just had that cheat sheet, it would make it easy to just scan over races and just find the little hidden gems that are there.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I said in the previous races, that blowout one, I missed on Lucky Law because I don't know how to play the place and show. I just played Lucky Law to win, so I actually lost. But for him to come in second and blow out the win with that 27 connection, then I hit Folsom. But I did a little bit because I bet 3 horses in that one. But Folsom in that last horse race, he had the 28 in his Pierce Cipher, and Saturday is 28. So I'm just seeing low hanging fruit, and it's so great because it's like 9 and 10 horses. Not the main event, but the other events. It'd be like 9 or 10 horses. A couple you can scratch out, and then a couple you see some interesting things, and you just bet out. It's like you got 4 chances to be wrong. You know what I mean? If you write, just like you was describing, if you write one time and be wrong 4 times, you still ahead. It's like it's just great. So it's something I'm about to start getting into along with NASCAR. Because the highs are so great, man.
Are you seeing what that Bolly Go Backwards is doing with golf? You better follow him on golf because he hit the last 2 tournaments, last 2 weeks, and he's been hitting tournaments consistently. And he's seeing that it's just like his trick is he's knowing the date for the start of the tournament and the end of the tournament and seeing like what's the big ritual in the world or what's the big holiday or just like the last tournament last week was a big day for Australia on Sunday. So he liked these Australian golfers that had the numbers, and they both finished right at the top, and one of them won. So and Stuart Sink just won the tournament that began on the day the Titanic sank. So again, that's why you start to realize how rigged the game is. You can really take advantage of it.
Right. Yep, another good one, man, with the Baffert. So yep, I just wanted to let you know, in all the other races was same thing, same little method that we go through. It's amazing how they do this stuff. But, man, it's amazing, man. Once again, man, I appreciate you for everything you taught. And, one thing that you might want to consider, everybody want to consider that I've been seeing, the circle riddle. If a team is at 50th on their 50th game, then a 32 can be somewhere.
Circle.
It's like a lot of teams, like Boston. Put it like this: if you look at the Boston Bruins record, they did the perfect record. We was on them 3 games prior to this. They became 30 and 20 in the 50th game. But if it's the 50th game, man, that 32 and 50, that's another reason why you might miss something that's right there on the surface, not thinking about a 32 and 50 riddle. And I'm talking about, man, they love that.
Yeah. We know how much they like pi, and pi has everything to do with circles, and it's all about circles and cycles, man. Isn't it funny how as we stick with this, we just learn more and more? So
man, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing.
Hey Rod, I got your link up here on your page for your Patreon. For people who don't know, GematriaEffectSports.com. If you go to that website, Rod's Patreon's there, Victor's is there, Martin's there, Jeremy's Sports Guide's there. Jeremy made this website, by the way. Shout out to Jeremy, JHW3D. My page is also there, but for all of you guys, Rod, you're still doing the daily decodes, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. We just casted today. I had the Washington Nationals and Boston Bruins, as I thought, for plus money, for like plus 118. But, yeah, man, we grinding. We don't win every day. That's why I don't want people who think we about to win every single day. Please don't bring them here. We don't win every day. But, I do live streams every day, 7 days a week. And just trying to help people to fish. That's what it's all about, man, because I give out the information, and it's for the people that just, whatever hits them, you take advantage of it. I can't hold your hand every day, but man, with this information, man, it's amazing. It's just and the great thing, what I keep seeing is nobody's going to wake up. So it's like all you can do is get better at the knowledge. That way you can finally be at least 80-85% when it comes to this stuff.
Exactly. And I got to say, you guys, Rod right here, the reason that Rod is on this page is because Jeremy knows Rod's good. I know Rod's good. For people who haven't been in the community, Rod's been around for years. And the reason I told Rod he needed to start his own page because he was calling in every day with really good observations, seeing things I wasn't seeing, helping us out. I said, Rod, you need your own page, man. And he has his own page and his own community. And how long's it been now? It's getting close to like, what, a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Crazy, man.
About 2 years, man, yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Time flies by. But
it's so crazy because you were just talking about learning. This time this time last year, everything was shut down.
Yeah.
Everything was shut down, so it's like it kind of broke my craft. But it's like, man, it's like it's been 2 years, but last year with the sports shutting down, it's like a whole 6-7 months where we didn't even do that. So that kind of broke my.
I learned more though. I learned more in that period of time. It gave me more research, and I figured out some things that I think have been helpful. So.
Right. And I'm just tell you too. It's tough. It's getting tough, but I think it's an AI computer that makes all this stuff. But prime example, when I was listening to your video this morning, you were talking about the Lakers and the Nets, like the 13. So if you was to come back, you would be stressful because it'll be riddles here and it'll be riddles there. It's like the AI computer got everything set up perfectly. So as soon as you see LA in 13, it's something right behind it. So it's tough, but you just got to get like with the crafty and crafter, like the circle riddles and things of that nature. So but that's what I believe, man. It's like we done got so sharp now, so it's just tough to just call a game right there.
Well, that's why I also think just being selective more and more, because we still know what some of the best patterns are in sports, and those ones just still seem to just hit and hit and hit despite everything else seeming to tighten up. Like just things like with Dodgers in 73, man, you just wait for those games. You can really attack those games because some patterns are so consistent.
They have been falling too. Prime example, we didn't have them, but I think Minnesota, if they would have lost, the Twins could have failed to 3-8. In Minnesota, they was in Minnesota in 38. So like I say, it's a lot of little surface riddles that we normally are accustomed to get, but it's like you got to know a little bit more juice to it now. But like you say, you build a foundation, and when you just build off of it, man, it's amazing because they stay using this stuff, Zach, and it's crazy. They're not gonna stop. People not gonna wake up, man.
They know they're not. The thing they did with Wikipedia and updating it right before this race with this huge 201 ritual with Baffert was standing in, it just shows you, man. They just know. They're like, fuck you. We know you got a book about us, and you're just exposing out there. You're not going to do shit about it. But I feel like eventually this is going to come back and bite them in the ass. But for the meantime, the people who are awake to it, man, we're benefiting. So.
Well, and I thought about it like that horse. And when you keep saying Medina spirit, it hits me. It hits me like Moderna spirit. You know, Moderna, the
sure.
vaccine. So that's how I looked at it. Yeah. So I looked at it like that. That would hit me more harder. And like I was saying, them two horses had that 65 connection. So, man. Another good one, Zach. I appreciate it. Made a nice penny. And I've had like 6-7 horses. I was putting $5 on like the Bourbon Knights and the Bourbonic. Because another thing too, man. Man, when that guy, he was going off with all kind of prime relationships, high prime relationships. And man, he didn't, it's tough, man. He went on for like 15, 20 minutes and it sounds good, but man, that's the thing we're talking about. So it's like
that's why I came back. I think I said to him, I was like, "This is getting too complicated, man. If this was a chalkboard, this would be so full of notes." And I think I went back into just like it's more the surface stuff, man. Baffert and 7 all over this year.
Right. And you know, it's a good thing because he dominates the horse racing. So you know, if he had a riddle, that's something that you just automatic got to play with. So, learning too with the 147. Now I know that and 22 go together. So I'll probably be looking for that because you might miss a LA and 13 riddle, but it might be a 147 and 22 there's that. And now by me knowing Master Builder and 22 and 147 has that relationship, I'm just learning. So man, once again, appreciate you for keeping it up and keep putting out your work, man, because I'm always listening.
Appreciate it, Ron. You have a good day, man. Thank you.
You too.
All right, take care. Okay. Big Al wants me to call him. Let's see how Big Al did today.
Man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Man, I just wanted to let you know, Leo and I just split $4,000. Thank you very much. We fucking did pretty good today.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
Hey,
we fucking did like 12 to 15 pick 3 tickets we cashed. Each one of them was $160, and every one of them hit because in every ticket I had the number 8 horse, my friend.
Very, very nice, man. The 19-8, everything with 19 years ago, there was just too much there, and especially the 7s. Well done, gentlemen. So you guys each pocketed 2,000.
What was it you saw?
Hey, Zach, did you see that right before the 12th race of the Kentucky Derby? They had Bill Belichick with an interview with Bob Baffert, and I was like, oh my God, look, Al. There it is, bro. They're talking about the 7th. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. He's going to get it.
Crazy. Yeah, that's funny they did it with 12.
The horse that finished in second was the fucking number 7. I wish I'd have thought about that more, but hey, all in all.
Well, that was the one the experts really liked. The experts really liked that Mandaloon horse.
Who did?
A lot of experts, I talked about that, how a lot of experts like that Mandaloon horse. They thought it had good characteristics.
So they were just probably telling you he's not going to win, but he's going to be in the money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they were telling you.
Well, we were saying watch that 7th post.
Piece to the puzzle. They're not going to give you part of it.
Exactly.
I thought they were going to put Baffert in the 7th post, but then when he was 8th and they scratched a horse to make it 19, I was like, okay, 19, the 8th prime? Okay, maybe that's what they're doing.
And I knew part of that pick 4, we didn't play the pick 4, but that's okay. The pick 4, the fucking part of the pick 4, that's the late pick 4, so it's the 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's the big, pick 4 race. In the 9 race, Baffert won that race. Whoever was on that horse, he won that. So I'm like, they're probably foreshadowing what he's going to do in number 12. So, right. Every one of our tickets, I made sure the 8 was in it.
Very cool. Very cool.
We did good, man. We did good. We just wanted to give you a holler out. We're having a good time. Everybody here was coming up to us, and we're like, hey, we'll see you in 2 fucking weeks. We're going to take some more money from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice work, man.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Hey, for people who don't know,
Hi, Zach.
oh, go ahead.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So, are you there with Al and Leo?
Yes, I am. Uh-huh.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. How'd you do today?
Yeah.
Did you win some money too?
No, I didn't, man. I was somewhere else, actually. I just got
She was gonna, but she decided not to.
That's
so,
okay. Well, sometimes that's the best thing to do. Well, very, very cool, man. I'm happy for you guys. I'm glad you guys are out pounding pavement together and now making money together. Nice work.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. Here's Big Al.
All right, my friend. Hey, I'll talk to you later, my friend.
All right. Yeah, have a good day, you guys.
All right. Thanks,
Take care.
brother.
See
We'll
ya.
talk to you soon. Yeah. Bye-bye.
What's up, 626? 626?
Hey, hello?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was watching live, and I guess I was behind. Hey, I just had a prediction because I just looked up Joe Biden dies because we all kind of know that's gonna happen, right? That's kind of why the whole reason they put him in office.
Okay. Yeah, that's very possible. Again, just so people understand the diversity of this number 201. After Joe Biden became senator-elect, his wife and daughter died in a car crash on Limestone Road, which in Gematria equals 201. And when his son just died in 2015 at age 46, he died 201 days before Pope Francis's birthday. And Pope Francis is the first ever Jesuit pope, and he's the first ever to live in Suite 201. And his birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio's 201, like Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, 201. So understand how big this 201 number is. It's way more than today's horse race. It's the number of the people who run the show, who essentially rigged the game that we live within. But, yeah, okay, so you're talking about Joe Biden and how he's likely going to kick the bucket, and Kamala will be number 47.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a specific date for you right here, and all right. So if you type in Joe Biden dies in the calculator,
okay,
you get 101, 56, 223, and 70.
Okay.
And then if you type in Gematria code, you get those exact same numbers.
So what day is he going to die then?
August 11th, 2021, because that's 70 days away from Kamala's birthday. And
well,
I said,
hey, if that happens, you call it first. And August 11th is a date that suspicious deaths happen on. Robin Williams died the other year on that date. Death has that 118 connection. Go ahead.
Because my bad. It's just August 11th is the 223rd day of the year.
Yes,
so
it
the
is.
Numbers are just so perfect.
That's the day in history HARP was patented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's off the topic of horse racing, but it is a prediction. And again, I sadly I have a date out there for Joe Biden. I'm thinking he's going to make it a little bit longer than that, but if he goes, I'll remember you called it, man. I appreciate it. You have a good one. 702.
What up, Zach?
Hey, what's up?
Just wanted to ask a quick question. I want to go off topic. I'm probably annoying you with this, but
The number 7 and Kevin Durant. What do you think?
Well, what do you mean the number 7 and Kevin Durant? Like, well, how do you mean that?
Well, the 7s have been playing, and the fact that, Kevin Durant has no association with the number 7, and he decides to change it to number 7 this year, and obviously you can give LeBron a 7th loss in the finals if they do, if they meet.
Yeah, that's you know what? I didn't even realize that Kevin Durant changed his number to 7. So he changed it he wore 35 before, didn't he?
Yeah, he wore 35.
In tribute to his coach who died in high school. At age
and I think Team USA, he was number 5.
Well,
he never wore number 7 before.
Well, God, I mean, you make a good point there. I'm going to go back and look at what Brooklyn Strong and Like the King did today, who are racing next to each other in lanes 2 and 3. I'm not even sure where they finished in the race, but there's something there with that. So you make a good point. Again, people know where I stand with LeBron and what I'm riding, but I guess he would fall to 4 and 7. The first ever NBA championship was in the year 47. It is a big number. It's possible. So I'll look into that more. I hadn't thought about that with Kevin Durant changing to 7.
Now, how do you feel about this being the Lakers' 33rd finals appearance if they make it to the finals?
Well, that's NBA Finals 33, LeBron 33, James 33, Kobe equals 33 and 75. It's the 75th NBA season. Magic 33. Kobe died 201 days before Magic's birthday, by the way, people. Catholic ritual. He was traveling from Catholic Mass, which happens to equal 201. And then they bury him in Corona Del Mar right before the coronavirus outbreak. But yeah, I'm going to look more into that. I like my finals matchup. I guess the only thing I'd worry about is what you just brought up with, maybe him getting that 7th loss. It hasn't been, God, yeah, I see what you're saying, because it has been a year of 7s. Okay. I'm going to explore that. See, the thing is, though, here's the thing, though. If you made a bet before the season began for the Lakers to beat the Nets in the finals, and you get to the finals, and the Lakers are playing the Nets, a lot of people already just took the bet for them to win the conference, so you'd already win. But the thing is, if you have a future in for that before the season, that paid big odds. So that means that if you start getting worried about that 7, you can definitely hedge your bet to make sure that you win money, period, because that's the name of the game, is coming out ahead. So, I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but you do make a good point. So it's good that people are thinking about that now.
Well, I did conference. I did the conference on the future.
Then you don't even have to stress on it right now.
And, that 33, me just finding out that this is going to be the 33 appearance, that really goes over everything now. I didn't realize this would be the 33rd appearance in the finals if they make it this year.
All the 33s, one more time. NBA Finals, LeBron, James, Kobe, Michael. There's one. He won 3, and then he took a break, and then he won 3 more. And then his dad died 33 days after one of them. So.
And then you think about it, the 33 is a massive number.
Hey.
This would be LeBron.
Hold on. With regards to 33 and what's going on in sports, if you don't know, Medina Spirit, who won today, was in stable 33. It was the horse in stable 33, and its name is also 137 with the most simple cipher, the 33rd prime. So, just 33, always big in sports. And, yeah.
And another thing, Zach, I'm gonna make another. I'm gonna say another thing, which I said during the Super Bowl when I was telling you about the what's the backup quarterback for the Chiefs?
The Michigan one with the number 7, former Michigan quarterback.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring this up. They talk about the New Jersey Nets in the finals. We need to watch out for that 47.
Yeah, you do make a good point with the Euro 7s. It's been 7 wins for everybody. It'd be funny if LeBron did lose and get his 7th loss, I'd get the joke. But yeah, I'll look more at that one.
But that 11 finals does go with that 33. It's 2 master numbers. Because you have LeBron to be in his 11th finals.
I'll tell you what though. Here, let's just say that LeBron loses this year, which is not what I'm expecting, but if it happens, he'll still go to the finals next year, and if he does, Well, I'd have to consider that. I have to consider what happened. I still think he'd go to 3 straight finals. I think that's happening for sure. He makes his 12th finals at age 37 in Los Angeles, 37 the 12th prime.
Yeah.
But if he wins this year, it's Lock City the next year. He's not going to miss the riddle to get to 6-6 in the finals. Because that's the thing. That's the thing you have to think about with LeBron. Again, that's why the original prediction is that he'd win 3 in a row with the Lakers, starting in his 17th season, giving the Lakers the 17th championship. Because then he would get to 6-6, and he won his first ever finals the year they shortened the season to 66 games. LeBron James is 66, Lakers 66, and again, that's 12 finals in his age 37, the 12th prime. They always bring those numbers together, 37 and 12. He could still go to 12 finals without winning and getting to 6-6, but to me, the 6-6 just feels like the bigger ritual. So we'll see.
All right. All right, Zach, man. I appreciate it. And shout out to Rod. Definitely follow him. Y'all should follow him also. He got his lives are great. You get a lot of jewels from going on Rod's lives. So anybody who looking to get on another Patreon, holla at Rod.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. You have a good day. What's up, Michigan?
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's Rick from Michigan. I was just listening to that dude talking about the KD shit. There's too much stuff for that Lakers and LeBron, and what people are forgetting is Elgin Baylor just died, and he retired 9 games into the season, and then they went on a 33-game winning streak that season. And Jerry West won his first and only title in 71 and 72.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
But what I've been doing is, man, when you say, like, stuff happens in the news, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you take Tiger Woods' car crash, right? It happened 2/23, the reverse of 3/22. If you take that and you go to the start of the finals, it's 135 days, Kobe beating Bryant, 135. There's so many, if you just go from Tiger Woods' car crash, or if you go to when LeBron announced the Red Sox, when he bought a piece of the Red Sox March 16th, or if you go to the date he got injured, which was March 20th, or the date he just came back, 4:30. There's so many numbers that equal this. It's just amazing, man. It's unbelievable. But I emailed you. The biggest thing, I think they win in 6 games, and if you go back from his birthday to 6 games, it's 201 days, and it's 6 months and 19 days, like 619. The real King James's birthday.
Very interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
But and then I just wanted to say, awesome on horse racing. I never did any horse racing. I won, like 300 and some odd bucks on Medina Spirit. And when people say, oh, he didn't make a pick or whatever, dude, like you said, you shouldn't have to just give people the picks, man. If people just pay attention.
Well, again, if you're just paying attention to what I'm saying, and I keep talking about Medina Spirit and Bob Baffert and don't doubt the 7s and 19-year cycles and the 201 and how I just wrote a book about these same numbers and it's all in his horse race. I mean,
that picture. How about that picture on Wikipedia, the 201? That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's just so nuts how they do this. It's still just mind blowing, man.
And again, we talk about this before it happens, so people can keep hating all they want. But
yeah, I hear that dude talking about that 7, Kevin Durant. But people need to realize too, if you don't even think about Gematria or nothing like that. Okay, when Jordan came out with Space Jam equals 23, but he won a title when Space Jam come out. LeBron's gonna win the title. Kids don't want to see a loser. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about LeBron James. Besides soccer players in the world, he's the biggest sports star on the planet. Now, again, soccer is the biggest sport, on
there's
the
a
planet
football player. There's a European football
US
player who won his 7th championship this year. He went 7-3 as well in championships like Brady. 73 to 21st.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, Brady and just LeBron, to me, being a big basketball fan, biggest Jordan fan for the longest time, it's just, man, you know what I'm saying? But that 33, there's a bunch of 33s, but people got to think about that Elgin Baylor stuff too.
Look, you guys, yesterday LeBron came back 41 days after his scripted injury. King is 41.
King 41, yeah.
And he did it against the Kings, the team he played his first NBA against. And look at the score of the game, you guys. Yeah. The score of the game was 106-110. Kentucky's 110 and 106. The night before the Kentucky Derby, where in lane 2 you have Like the King, and in lane 3 you have Brooklyn Strong. And lanes 2 and 3,
isn't that crazy?
Lanes 2 and 3, like King is.
Check this out.
But The other thing is
Check
that I would
this
think
out.
about is you
Okay,
just made your point about how Game 6 is 201 days. I'm guessing if Game 7 is 2 days later, that means it would be 203 days?
It's 3 days. 3 days
Oh,
later.
so it'd be 204.
It's on the 22nd.
Is it?
July
Would it be
22nd,
203 days later or a span of 204? Was the
It
201?
would be. It'd be 204 span to 205.
Okay, never mind then, because I was just gonna say you might want to look in just because his injury was supposedly 20/3, just in case there's something with that, because that's a bit like 23, the king
true.
number. So
Now another thing I was thinking of, KD and Kyrie. KD wears 7, Kyrie wears 11. But if you go, backwards with that 117, Brooklyn, the Dodgers were originally from Brooklyn.
Right.
That could be a sign for
that's
the Dodgers.
part of what
to
we
win it
talked
all.
about
Like you
before
said,
the
Los
year
Angeles.
too, man. That's part of what we talked about before the year.
Yeah. So if you just take their 2 jersey numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like they make it there, they lose to LeBron, and then boom, the Dodgers, Los Angeles equals 117. It's the 117th World Series. That'd be a good sign for them. But I was going to tell you, like the Kings finished in 12th, and Brooklyn Strong finished in 15th. But if you think about that, Brady 12, Mahomes 15. I mean, it's all crazy, man. I don't know if that would have anything to do with anything, but
Yeah, I'm gonna think more about that. The race was
this
on.
is what I'm just trying to say. Keep going.
I was just gonna say the race was on 1-5, and 15th is where
Brooklyn Strong finished 15th.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it more.
Like
There's
the
something
King
there.
or whatever it was, finished 1-2. I wish I didn't know if there was any. Like I said, I never bet horses or whatever because I wanted to parlay it. I parlay everything with the Lakers. That's what I was just going to tell everybody. I think Lakers is a done deal. I mean, last year, them and the Dodgers, that was the biggest lock ever with the 32s and all that. But I think it's going to happen again, at least with the Lakers anyway. Should with the Dodgers too. And then another thing with Brady, man, who knows? The last time someone two-peated in football was Brady in 2003, 2004. And his birthday's August 3rd, 8-3. Football's 83. I could see him winning it again,
Yeah, we'll have to think about that one.
I'd really like the obviously the Patrick Mahomes and the Cowboys narrative would be awesome because that would pay crazy money. But just wanted to say thanks again, man. Just keep it up, and obviously all the haters and trolls, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
They don't. I appreciate you, man. You have a great day. Congrats on the win. Take care, man. What's up, caller?
Zach, I won.
Congrats. How'd you do?
Hey, man. Hey, listen, you know who I feel like? I feel like that really sweet black guy that I always call. He goes, I did it, Zach. I did it, Zach.
Well, congrats on the win, man.
Hey, listen, Zach, I can't thank you enough, man. Hey, listen, I can't believe So I want to explain to you how I knew it was going to be Baffert, okay? So thanks to everything you did, I brought in the astrology with it.
Okay.
This is what I did. I looked at the Saban 7 rings, right? When he won his 7th, it was January 11th. So I went back and I checked what sign the moon was in.
Okay.
So it on the day. So to give you a little bit of background on the moon, it moves every 2.5 days to the next sign. So basically it's in every sign for the month. It's like every 2.5 days it's in.
You know what? Before you go any further, I realized it was 110 days later, and Kentucky's 110 in the most simple cipher. And Saban's ritual is very much the same as Bob Baffert's, going from 6 to 7, tied at first, no longer, independent at 7. So okay, but with the moon thing and moon in 51, okay, I'm listening.
Okay, so here's what I did. I went back and I looked. I said, okay, so basically every 2.5 days the moon is going to be in a different sign. So I was like, I'm going to check where the moon was on Saban's 7th, and I'm going to keep moving forward to see if I see any patterns. Like you've taught, you said just go, look at the rituals and see what you find and apply it, right? So I'm kind of studying astrology, because of Rambo and everything. So when I went back, I looked at that January 11th championship for Saban, and on that day, the moon moved into Capricorn.
Okay, the goat.
And
the goat.
The goat, Richard.
By the way,
You guys
before I
know
turned on the Derby and I saw that they were advertising for the Ford Bronco and it has something called Goat Mode. I was like, oh my god! And last year they were syncing that up on the story about the Ford Bronco coming out was like on O.J. Simpson's birthday. It's just so messed up what they do. But I was like, unbelievable Goat Mode in the new Bronco. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Okay, so I looked at that Saban 7, and I was like, okay, so I got the moon moving into Capricorn, and that's not, like I said, it's 2.5 days out of every month. So those are like, if I keep seeing it, I knew it meant something. So of course, you taught me that Capricorn, rules the goat, but that Capricorn also rules Saturn. And Saturn has the 7 rings.
Right.
So
is it in that same moon phase
right.
right now? Is it in the same moon phase at the time of this race?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
No spoiler alert. Hold on. So basically, I said, okay, Capricorn moon for the Saban. I said, all right, what else happened that day? January 11th. Do you remember what else happened that day?
Remind me.
It was the sacrifice of the Kentucky baseball player.
Oh, and basketball player who wore number 33.
Yeah, and he was 22, and he died of natural causes,
right?
Allegedly, on Kentucky campus, I think.
Okay.
So I said, all right, I got some here. So then I go to the Super Bowl. So I go, all right, I put it in, I can teach you how to. It's real easy to find where the moon was. You got to just put it in this astrological calculator. But it could tell you where all the planets were on a given day.
Okay.
But so I go to the Super Bowl, and sure enough, guess what moon sign comes in on that Sunday?
The Capricorn?
It was the Capricorn moon, and Brady got the 7th.
Crazy.
So this week, I said, all right, let me put it in the calculator ahead of time. What phase of the moon? What sign will the moon be in on the Kentucky Derby? It moved into Capricorn today.
Amazing. That's amazing, man. That's a really big find that you figured out there. And we've been knowing there's something up with the moon, because the word moon and the word lunar have Gematria 21, and Monday's named after the moon. There's something really big with the pattern of 21 in sports, like people picking up the 21st win, the 21st loss on Mondays. So, yeah, the moon is obviously a huge part of this, and very good work. You're the first person I've heard ever say anything like that, so that's a really good observation. And what program are you using to verify the moon phases?
All right, so here's what you do. You go to, you can do, the website that I like to go to is called Cafe Astrology.
Cafe Astrology.
And, yeah. And what you do is you just go on, click on the free natal chart. And then once you click on the free natal chart, it's going to prompt you to the next page. And you can just enter in any date. And you have to put, it's going to ask you for the city just for the time zone, for time zone's sake. And then the date and the year and the month. And you just enter it in. And then the next page, it will pop up. It will tell you where what sign the moon is in, what sign all the planets are in, and the sun, of course.
So, okay, I make Cafe Astrology, home, shop, horoscope, site map, search. Where's the spot that you go to on here? Birth chart interpretations?
I'm gonna, okay, all right, cool. I'm with you. Scroll down.
You're probably on delay, though. What's the thing you click on? Do you know what it's called?
Okay, go to the. I'm live with you now. Go to the top.
Okay, the top.
Okay. All right. Start scrolling down slowly. I'll tell you where. Oh, you went back out.
You're never going to be live with me. You're always going to be about 30 seconds behind me.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. It's under where. I'll tell you what. Oh, right there. How do I obtain my natal chart?
Oh, I must have.
It's under where do I begin? Oh, you know what? Go. No. I'm so sorry. Popular. You see Popular?
Popular. Shoot.
It's on the main. It's on you. You can't miss it.
Okay, Popular is if today is your birthday. Free reports and calculations.
Yep. It's on free astrology reports. So.
Free astrology reports.
It's the
Okay.
second one under Popular.
Okay.
And then you just click there, and do you see it prompting you to put info in?
Have you already created charts? They are listed there. If not, create a new chart. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, just create a new one.
Okay, so you just put in the information and then it tells you, and you just look for what phase the moon's in.
It'll just it's gonna have what sign the moon is in currently or whatever time. It's gonna also ask you the time, and it's good.
All right, this is huge. So you can project ahead. You can look at dates ahead. You can look at dates in the past. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot more. There's probably rituals besides just the Capricorn goat thing, because it's just like the goat thing's going on right now. But there's probably other things we can understand about phases and patterns and rituals. So I appreciate this. I'm gonna look more into it.
All right, Zach. Hey, thanks, man. You know what? I'm gonna send you a tip, man. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate that. All
right.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Yeah, take care. All right, you guys. Congrats to the winners. I told Sweet Lady do dinner about 6, so I'm shutting down the phone right there. Again, I'm very happy for all of you who won, and again, it was another good month. Gematria, it's just knowledge like no other. You know. I don't know anyone else in the truth community helping people see through the matrix. You know. Get out of it, you know. In a way, gambling kind of keeps you in the matrix, absolutely, self-admittedly, but we do live in the matrix and you got to pay the bills. But again, it really does also help you emotionally escape, not be like worried about the games and the politics and all this stuff that's lies, just meant to take your time and work you up and divide you. But instead, you can step back and see it for what it is, and then if you choose to re-enter to take advantage of some things, you know, you can do that. That's up to you. So, appreciate all of you guys. Congrats again, and hey, if you want to support the Patreon page, it's the top link post. I know YouTube sabotaged all my links, but it's just patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. I'll link it as the top pin post if you want to support the work. Again, we are trying to build up the movement. We got big goals. This work needs to get out a lot further. And again, it's just amazing like how many people are in a drive-thru right now getting some overpriced soda drink. I mean, literally as much as you can pay for an overpriced big soda drink at the fast food store is about what I charge per month to get this awesome information that can put your world ahead. You know, you can do something bad for your body and chug a big soda that you don't need, or you can invest in a truth movement, help get the resources that something like this needs so we can make bigger things happen. And again, the people who invest in this community, most of them are well ahead. So again, it's a mutual thing. Again, when you come here, you learn big truths that can pay big dividends. Yeah, again, I understand that all things good and bad. So appreciate all of you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time.